When you look up at the night sky, it feels empty, but it's not. Orbiting above you right now are thousands of satellites, and many of them are no longer working. So what actually happens to them when they die? They don't just disappear. They become part of a growing problem known as space debris. Satellites are built to last, but not forever. Most operate for anywhere between 5 to 15 years before their fuel runs out or their systems fail. And once that happens, they're essentially stuck in orbit, moving at incredible speeds with no way to control them. At that point, they become a risk, not just to other satellites, but to the entire system we rely on for communication, GPS, and weather tracking. So space agencies don't just launch satellites and hope for the best. They actually plan for the end. For satellites in lower Earth orbit, the goal is to bring them back down. Engineers use the last bit of onboard fuel to push the satellite into a controlled descent, where it burns up in the atmosphere. Most of it never makes it to the ground. It disintegrates long before that. But not all satellites can be brought down easily. For those in higher orbits, especially geostationary orbit, there's a different strategy. Instead of returning to Earth, they're moved even farther away into what's called a graveyard orbit. It's a region of space where old satellites are parked, out of the way of active ones. It's not a perfect solution, but it helps reduce the risk of collisions. And collisions are a serious concern. Objects in orbit travel at tens of thousands of miles per hour. Even a small piece of debris can cause massive damage if it hits another satellite. That's why space agencies constantly track thousands of objects, trying to avoid chain reactions that could create even more debris. Some scientists call this the Kessler syndrome, a scenario where collisions create so much debris that parts of space become almost unusable. To prevent that, newer satellites are being designed with end-of-life plans built in. Some can deploy sails to drag themselves back into the atmosphere. Others are designed to break apart more safely during re-entry. There are even ideas for future missions that could capture and remove debris already in orbit. So while satellites feel like invisible tools that just work in the background, there's actually a complex system managing what happens when they stop working. From controlled burnups to distant graveyard orbits, every satellite has a final destination. And as more launches happen every year, that final destination is becoming just as important as the mission itself. Because the space above us isn't empty, it's active, crowded, and constantly changing. If you like content that breaks down the hidden systems behind how the world really works, hit subscribe and drop a like. It helps more than you think.